In the mid-19th century, the French established a foothold in Southeast Asia by taking southern Vietnam and accepting Cambodia as a protectorate. Then in the 1880s they went to war against the Vietnamese again and took over the rest of the country. But China got involved on Vietnam's behalf, and this led to the outbreak of the Sino-French War. Although both sides claimed victory, ultimately the French forced the Chinese to accept their control over Vietnam. But France also faced another powerful enemy in these wars, the Black Flag Army, an army of Chinese bandits who fled China after rebellions had been crushed. These bandits also launched attacks in modern-day Laos, which at the time was divided into a number of territories, all of which were vassals of Siam. These were the kingdoms of Luang Prabang and Vientiane, the Principality of Muan Puan, and Sip Song Chau Tai, a confederation of chiefdoms in the mountains. Siam sent troops to help these territories against the bandits, but they were ineffective at crushing them. Plus, to keep the ruler of Sip Song Chau Tai loyal and paying tribute, they imprisoned 4 of his sons. So the ruler, known as Cam Om, aligned himself with the Black Flags, and together they sacked Luang Prabang in 1887. However, they failed to capture the leader of Luang Prabang, named On Cam, because a Frenchman, Auguste Pavie, helped ferry him to safety. Plus, Auguste Pavie helped negotiate the release of Cam Om's children, so the anti-Vietnamese and anti-Siamese ruler agreed to become a French protectorate in 1889. Then the French helped drive the Black Flags out of Luang Prabang, so Un Cam also sought French protection. And as they had just annexed Vietnam, they inherited Vietnamese historic claims to the region. King Rama of Siam, however, refused to accept French authority over his vassals, believing the British would come to his support. So he began sending more troops into the region to reinforce Siamese control and expel French merchants. But in early 1893 the French sent a gunboat up the river to Bangkok, stationing outside the French legation. They also moved into the disputed area in the north, and also in the south they took Stung Treng and the island of Kong in the Mekong. The Siamese managed to recapture the island in April 1893 and imprisoned many French. But the French demanded the release of their soldiers and withdrawal, so to give assurances that they did not want a conflict, the Siamese obliged. Plus, the French under Gros Gurin had also successfully moved into Cameroon without much incident. But in June, the Siamese commissioner of the region ambushed Gros Gurin and his small militia, killing him and causing international outrage. Rama asked the French for time to look into the incident, having not authorized the ambush himself. But Britain anticipated war and sent ships to the mouth of the Menam River, prepared to evacuate British citizens if need be. And the French intensified the situation and sent even more warships into the region under Admiral Human. He requested permission to sail up the Menam River to Bangkok, but this was refused, and the Siamese mobilized their navy and increased defenses around the mouth of the river. So in July, Human ignored these refusals and fought his way beyond the forts and arrived near Bangkok. With their ships now capable of striking the royal palace, the French now sent an ultimatum, forcing the Siamese to pay compensation for their past attacks and ceding the disputed territory. But this was not met right away, so the French blockaded Bangkok, and many in France called for Siam to become a protectorate as well. But the blockade damaged British commercial interests, and now Britain became worried by French calls for further demands. This is because British India would now be surrounded by Russia to the north and France to the east. So they, along with China, agreed to support Siamese independence, and so too did Germany, who wanted to protect their commercial interests, and Wilhelm sought to drive a wedge between the British and French. Rama, however, still agreed to the initial terms regardless, and surrendered Laos to the French, but did manage to maintain his independence.